Welcome to Wawasan Wire. Today, we're talking about Wong Mei Ying's strong challenge to Wee Ka Siong.
Yeah, it's really heating up, isn't it? This isn't just um, a minor spat.
No, not at all. We're seeing Pantai State Assemblywoman Wong Mei Ying basically drawing a line in the sand.
A very clear line. She's publicly urged Member of Parliament Wee Ka Siong to leave the unity government if he feels he can't actually support it from within.
Which is quite a statement. It really pushes this whole question of what it means to be a supporting government MP.
Exactly. It goes beyond just these two figures. It's fundamentally about political accountability. How should oversight actually work? Is it inside the system or shouting from the outside?
Right, and Wong Mei Ying seems to have a very definite opinion on that. She's framing this as a performance politics.
That's her term for it. She's directly accusing Wee Ka Siong of performing for the cameras, so to speak, rather than engaging in genuine governance.
So let's unpack that. What was the specific trigger? It was about that Malaysia-US cooperation agreement, wasn't it?
Precisely. Wee Ka Siong put out a short video. You know the type. Quick, punchy, on social media.
Very shareable.
Very shareable, yes. And in it, he was pretty critical, questioning the whole deal.
Okay, so on the surface, that sounds like an MP doing their job, right? Holding the government to account on an international agreement.
You'd think so. But Wong Mei Ying's criticism is all about the way he did it. She sees that short video format as undermining the proper process.
How so? Because it's public.
Not just because it's public, but because it's shallow, almost by design. She argues it forces a really complex issue into an oversimplified soundbite. It's built for clicks and reactions, not for, deep understanding or constructive feedback.
Ah, so that's the performance politics bit, creating noise, generating volume, as she put it, rather than doing the detailed work.
Exactly that. It's about getting attention on social media over, perhaps, the less glamorous work of digging into policy details through official channels.
It makes sense. Social media often rewards criticism and conflict, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
So if your main platform is social media, there's a built-in incentive to sound oppositional, even if you're technically aligned with the government.
Which brings us to the really critical point, the missed briefing.
Yes. This is where Wong Mei Ying's argument gets really sharp.
She revealed that the International Trade and Industry Ministry actually had arranged a specific session for this.
A dedicated briefing, just for the backbenchers in Parliament. The whole point was to go through the agreement properly, the details, the negotiation background, the potential impact, the serious stuff.
The kind of session where actual informed scrutiny could happen.
The only place where that level of detail, possibly including sensitive information, could be shared and discussed responsibly.
Okay, but let me just push back slightly here. Isn't this just how politics works now? Social media is where the people are. If an MP wants oversight to be seen, don't they have to use these platforms? Why prioritize a closed-door meeting?
That's a totally valid point, and it's the tension every politician faces today. But Wong Mei Ying's counter-argument, as I understand it, is about informed scrutiny.
Meaning?
Meaning, by skipping the formal briefing, where he could have gotten the facts, the context, the nuances, he chose not to be fully informed before going public with his criticism.
So the irony, the part Wong Mei Ying really highlights, is that he found time to make and post a critical video.
Plenty of time for that, apparently. Recording, editing, getting it out there.
But he didn't attend the very session designed to provide the detailed answers and allow for proper questions.
Exactly. And for Wong Mei Ying, that's not just a scheduling conflict. She sees it as showing, a kind of contempt for the parliamentary system itself.
Because that system has established ways of doing things.
Right. Things like question time in Parliament, submitting formal written questions, committee work, these dedicated policy briefings. These are the mechanisms designed for accountability. They create a record, they require ministerial response, they allow for that deep dive.
Which a 60-second video just can't replicate.
Not even close. So her point is, a responsible MP uses those tools first. Challenge, suggest, critique, yes, but do it through the proper parliamentary channels. Don't just bypass it all for a quick public hit.
So it's about the spirit of accountability too, then, not just ticking boxes.
Absolutely. She's defining accountability as something built on institutional process, on transparency within the system, on cooperation. It should be rational, factual, professional.
Not, as she sees it, personalized drama or conflict purely for eyeballs.
Or for going viral. It's about substance over style, essentially.
And the message to Wee Ka Siong is pretty direct. If you're serious about serving the people, about these important issues,
Then get back to basics. Use the parliamentary tools you have.
Yeah.
Engage constructively. Don't turn politics into, I think her phrase was, a short video stage.
It's a powerful image, isn't it? Especially for something as significant as an international trade deal.
It really is. These things have long-term consequences. They deserve more than just a fleeting critique online.
This whole thing then leads naturally into the bigger question of loyalty, or at least consistency, doesn't it?
It does. Because Wee Ka Siong is, on paper, part of the government supporting bloc.
And the expectation there, typically, is that you raise concerns internally first, right? You work with the government, offer suggestions, try to shape policy from the inside.
That's the standard operating procedure, yes. You don't usually start by publicly blasting the very government you're supposed to be supporting.
And Wong Mei Yuen claims this isn't just a one-off incident with the U.S. deal.
No, she pointed to what she sees as a pattern. Ever since the unity government was formed back in 2022.
What kind of pattern?
She argues that Wee Ka Siong has repeatedly sided with the opposition, effectively, in his criticisms of the government. That his public statements often sound more oppositional than supportive.
Sometimes, she suggested, even more critical than the actual opposition parties.
Which creates, a very awkward situation. It raises questions about where his allegiance really lies, politically speaking.
And what does that do to the unity government itself? I mean, it's a coalition relying on cooperation.
It's potentially very destabilizing. If members who are supposedly supporting the government are constantly attacking it publicly, it erodes trust. It makes the whole coalition look shaky.
It signals maybe a lack of fundamental agreement on policy or direction.
It certainly can. And for a government built on bringing different parties together, that kind of visible internal dissent presented as external critique.
Yeah.
It's problematic. It undermines their ability to govern cohesively.
Wong Mei Yuen clearly sees it as a serious issue, not just political noise.
Oh, definitely. That's why she issued that final, very direct challenge, the ultimatum, really.
Which was?
Essentially.
Okay.
If you, Wee Ka Siong, consistently find that you operate better, feel more effective, or get more traction by acting like an opposition figure.
Then maybe you should just be one.
Precisely. She basically said, if that's the role you prefer, then you should leave the unity government immediately and fully embrace being in the opposition.
Wow. That's putting him on the spot. Choose a side and stick to the role that comes with it.
Exactly. You can't really have it both ways, or at least she's arguing you shouldn't. You can't claim to be supportive internally while acting like a critic externally for political gain. She's demanding clarity on that institutional role.
So this whole episode really boils down to a fundamental question about modern politics, doesn't it? How do we ensure real accountability?
Is it through the established, formal, sometimes slow processes of parliament, or is it through the fast, loud, public arena of social media?
It's a tough balance, and it brings up a question for you, our listeners. In this age of instant news and short video clips, how do we find that balance?
Yeah. How do you weigh the need for quick information against the need for thorough, fact-based, maybe less exciting legislative oversight? Which method truly holds power accountable in the long run?
It's something we're all navigating, I think. The nature of political debate is definitely changing.
No easy answers there. It's the trade-off, isn't it? Speed versus depth, immediacy versus rigor.
Definitely something to think about. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.